All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Motivational Moments with Tracy D. Armstrong. Today's topic is what's your mess and how to clean it up. And
Yeah.
when I say mess, I'm speaking on your mental, emotional, social status of life, okay? Your state of mind and everything that goes into managing and maintaining a more productive and prosperous life. Okay, so today we have a special guest joining us. This is Miss Felicia Brown, and she's going to
Hello.
fill us in today on what her mess is and was, and how she was able to clean it up. All
Yeah.
right. So, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I am Felicia Brown. I am CEO of Maximize Motions. I am a double certified, well, I am an elite personal trainer, which means I have 5 certifications under my name. I am a double certified personal trainer, but I also have a uh, certificate in sports nutrition. I have a women's fitness certificate, a group certification, I meant to say, and also glute training. If you're looking to tone up that tushy, I am the girl.
Okay, wow, those are some great accomplishments. So I know that you haven't always had those great accomplishments. So let's tell the audience today, what was your mess, your mental, emotional, and social status of life from the past before you achieved all of those things and accolades?
My mess was my divorce.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
my divorce. It was an ugly divorce. It was the messiest. I have to say, it was the messiest part of my life. So, but we're gonna talk about how we cleaned it all up, honey. And we did that.
So, as you were going through your divorce, let's talk about your mental state. How were you mentally?
Oh my God. So when you go through a divorce, you're literally you're physically and spiritually torn. You are torn. And when I tell you I was toe up, people say toe up from the flow up. That was
Hmm.
me. I went into a state of, because this is my husband, y'all. My husband, we got kids, and I've been with this man, on and off since I was 12 years old, y'all. Then we finally got married, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, mm-mm. And the divorce was just, I ain't gonna go into details, but just know that it was just very, very ugly. And I went into a state of depression. I was like wearing a size 14, and I went to a size 2, 3. Like I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't sleep, I just couldn't function. That's how deep I went. I just couldn't function, and it was just it tore me up mentally, spiritually, and physically. It literally tore me up. Just thinking about it. Whew, yeah, it was ugly.
Do I need to get? I told you, do I need to get the tissue because I should have had my tissue sitting right here because we're gonna dig a little bit deeper because you said you're explaining how the divorce mentally, emotionally, how did it affect you socially?
So socially, it affected me because when you go through something, you I kind of think pride sets in, and
Mm.
you don't want, hey, excuse me guys, can y'all go in the room? I'm doing a Zoom. Thank you. So when you're going through something, I believe that pride sets in, and you don't want anybody to know. So you
Mm.
seclude yourself. So I cut off.
Mm.
I cut off people because I don't know. I just didn't want anybody to know what I was going through. Even though if you really knew me, you knew I was going through hell
Mm.
without me telling you. Because okay, I'm about to hurt some children. Give me 1 second. Jalen, hold on. Let me put y'all on mute.
That's crazy because you were saying how you haven't heard any kids all day and now they coming around.
All day.
Because let me tell you what that sounds like. That sounds like this message is meant for someone, and this message is going to be that motivational moment that takes someone out of the depression, out of the despair that they might be going through because they may be facing a divorce right now. And so to me, I just hear the enemy is trying to get in the way of this interview because this interview is about to motivate somebody and get them back on the track they need to go. So somebody out there needs to hear this story. Go ahead, keep going, press play.
I mean, even when we logged on, the craziest technical difficulties that you never have. So you know what? Yeah, no, that's why I just started praying. It's like, no, God, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. We're gonna press through this. So yeah, I kind of secluded myself and kind of withdrew myself from just everybody. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to see nobody. I was just a hot mess. Yeah, I didn't want to comb my hair. I didn't want to put no clothes on. I just didn't. I just didn't. I didn't do anything. I didn't cook. And my kids were Jasmine was in high school. Trying to see. So this was, I think I had middle school, high school, middle school, high school, high school. I think it was like that because my kids are 2 years apart, but it was just horrible. And for me to be a parent and, to have young teenagers that now, this is the time. I mean, you're always supposed to be guiding and leading your children, but when they become teenagers, you got to stay focused. And y'all, I lost all focus. Lost all focus. All focus.
So you secluded yourself from people. You're emotionally torn up, mentally unstable right about now, right about then. What would you say your status of life was? If you could give yourself a rating, what was your status of life then?
If I could rate my status, I mean, I just wasn't functioning. Oh, if I could rate it, you know what? I'm gonna say a 5, and I'm gonna tell you why I say a 5. Because even though I wasn't functioning, I was on autopilot.
Okay.
I still had to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I still had to do things in order to bring income. But even at work, I was just going through the motions is where I was. So that's why I would say a 5, because I was like half there and half not. Like mentally, I wasn't there. My heart wasn't in anything I was doing. I was just literally going through the motions.
Wow. I'm pretty sure that there's other people out there that can understand completely what you mean when you say that half in, half out.
Yeah.
Literally just you're there. Like your body is physically there, but your mind and everything else is completely somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else.
So I'm sure what everybody wants to know, how did you clean up that mess?
2 things helped me. clean up my, I'm gonna say three things. Three things helped me clean up my mess. God was the first thing. Dance was the second one, and physical fitness. And the reason why I separated dance and physical fitness, because some people can put the two together, but for me, I danced because we had the dance ministry, but then I did Zumba. So that's why I separated the dance and the physical fitness, because okay, Tracy, you worked with me, but you may not have known everything I was going through at the time when so I have to go back. And so Tracy and I used to be over the dance ministry at our church. So I have to go back and tell this part. And we used to praise dance. And I remember doing a dance, and I was just like I was out of shape. First of all, even though I was little and thin, I was still out of shape. And I remember I couldn't make it through the first dance. I was just like, my breath was gone. But the reason why I separated the two, because on when we were in the dance ministry, we choreographed a lot of dances. And that is where I found my purpose, in choreography. When you find your purpose, when you find your purpose and you put all your heart and all your passion into it, your focus shifts. So God first. First of all, I've always been in the church, but God had to send me to Maximize Life Bible Training Institute. And so I wasn't just going to church. I needed something more. So when you go to church, most of the time, when you go to church, even if you go to church on Sunday and Tuesday, you go to church, you get the word, you leave. That word is good. It's in your heart. And you leave, and then life on the other side of the church doors is there. But when you go to a school like Maximize Life Bible Training Institute, and you have to dig, and you have to study, and you have to read, and you have no choice but to focus on the word almost 24/7, that changes your life. So that changes your focus. So if it had not been, no lie, y'all, if it had not been for Maximize Life Bible Training Institute, dance, and fitness, which we're gonna talk about, I wouldn't have been here. Like the enemy would probably have taken me out. But I changed my focus. Like I literally had to focus on God. And the one class that really, really changed my life was prayer. This is why I instructed now. Because we had to pray all the time. We had to pray for ourselves. We had to pray for the students. We had to pray in the beginning of class. And then I found out, like prayer is just talking to God. And I had already been talking to God. I just didn't know I was praying. So once I put those two pieces of information together, oh man, God's ear was burning all the time. So that made me get closer. It makes you get closer to God when you dig like that. Because Tracy, we had a lot of digging to do, and it made you do a lot of soul searching. And so because I did soul searching, even though I'm thinking at the time it's for the school, it was for me. It was for me to get my stuff together. And it allowed me to dig up some roots, some weeds, some stuff, and just get it out and just shake it off. So
prayer, So what about for someone who may not have a Maximize Life Bible Training Institute to help them change their focus? What are some suggestions? Like, what are some other things? I know, like you say, dance and physical fitness. What are some other things that helped you to pretty much, it sounds like you say you changed your perspective.
Yeah.
But what was the moment? Like, was it something, you know, not spectacular, but like, did you come to yourself or like what
Oh, let me
happened?
tell you, it was two things that made me that was the turning point. It was
Yeah.
two things. It was my Apostle Patrick T. Randolph. I went to church one day and he sat down next to me. He never comes in. Well, he may come, but this particular moment, like he doesn't do this often. And it was after a prayer. I think it was after corporate prayer. And he came and he sat down next to me and he said, "Stop looking defeated." And he got up and he walked away. And I was like, what? Girl, I went in and looked in that mirror. I was like, oh my God. Like I had literally seen myself. And then the second thing, my baby was like, so I didn't realize that I wasn't feeding my kids. Y'all, I was like out of it. And my baby, she came to me and she was like, "Mama, I'm hungry." And I was like, "Go get something to eat," because I didn't want to be bothered. And she was like, "But it's nothing in there to eat." I was like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, my refrigerator was bare, the cupboards was bare. I don't know when the last time I had made groceries. And at those two moments together, like pushed me, was like, I got a jolt. Like, come on, get your stuff together. You got kids to live for. You got to do it. So it was like a shaking of my soul. It's like, oh, snap out of it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So those two things right there was like, that was my come to me moment. That was my turnaround moment right there.
Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty pivotal.
Yeah, that was the pivotal moment right there.
And you said, I just want to go back and make sure everybody heard this. Stop looking defeated.
Man, y'all, when he told me that, and it was just so funny. Like, I laugh now, but he came and sat down and he said, "Stop looking defeated." And he just walked away. He didn't give me a chance to say nothing. And I was just like, what? My hair wasn't combed. And I can remember what I had. I had on some green plaid shorts. Don't even know why I wore shorts to church. I don't know why, and I had on a brown shirt. Like I can see me, and I was wrinkled. I was wrinkled. I probably was funky, y'all. When I tell you I was a hot mess, I was tore up. Like I was a hot mess.
How long did that last? Just wondering.
It took, y'all, it wasn't like no overnight process. The process itself, I know, took about, from beginning to end, about 7 to 8 years to completely come out of that. 7 to 8 years. It took me to completely come out of that mess. Sometimes you think, and I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you want to rush the process. You want to get up and be like, it's over. You're better, but it's really not over. Like your process is not over. So every day I woke up, I was better. You know what I'm saying? Like I did things that moved me to who I am today. And I say this now, I make me 1% better every day. I didn't even know that was a phrase or a quote back then, but I was 1% better every day. So if you make yourself 1% better every day, it's going to take you at least 100 days to make yourself 100%. You know what I'm saying? But it took me 7 to 8 years because I would not let some stuff go.
Ooh.
I held on to foolishness.
Okay.
If
I had you, I'm leaning in. Okay, you wouldn't let. Okay, go ahead.
If no matter what you're going through, if you don't let it go, you're not gonna ever get to the other side of it. Could be in a relationship, it could be alcohol, it could be a drug addiction, a sex addiction, or whatever. If you dabble in it a little bit, that's not letting it go. It's not. You gotta 100% let it go. And that's what took me so long. I did not let it go when I was supposed to let it go.
Whew, that helped me right there. That's a little word. That's a little word right there. Okay. So what else did you do physically? Because you said that you danced and then you did physical fitness. And now look at you now.
Physical fitness. And let me tell you something. When you work out, serotonin and endorphins are released. And the very first, now I dance, so I love to dance. And then I was invited to a Zumba class. I became a Zumba instructor. And what happened was, so that put me in a happy place. Dance put me in a happy place. But what happened was I went to a Zumba class and it was either canceled or the instructor was late. I can't remember. It was one or the other, but I remember waiting. And the gym where I was taking Zumba at, they had a fitness room just for women. And I went in there. I think the class was canceled. And I went in there and I remember it was set up like in a U, and they had all the machines, and all you had to do is it was like 12 machines, and you just hit the machines, and you could have a full circuit workout. And the treadmills and the ellipticals were on the back wall, and I didn't do that. I just hit the machines. And I remember when I came out that class, I felt like a beast, and I wanted that every single day. I went to work the next day and my whole attitude was changed. And I was like, to the customer, what you got? I was a lead over the air freight department at the time. And the customer, I was like, what? Bring it to the people that was under me. I was bring it. And at first I didn't know what was going on. And then I started, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, that was my workout yesterday. I'm going to do this every day. So I started getting up in the morning and at 4:00 and going to the gym before I went to work. And I was beast mode. My confidence level was like, there was no turning back. That's why I became a personal trainer, because I want people to have, I want women to have that. Oh my God, I want you to go in there and lift those weights and come out of what? You gonna do what to who? Not me, not Felishia, what? That's why I became a personal trainer. Because when you start lifting weights, yeah, and when I'm at work and when I tell these women, I tell them to do something and they go and pick up 5 pounds. I say, what you doing? Oh, that's nah. Now you going into beast mode today. Go pick some 15s. Go do 20s. Don't do lower body exercise. No, I need you to do 25, 30 plus. I want to see you struggle. I need to see it in your face. And that's why I want to impact lives. I want the women to get this. I love the men. Of course, I got sons, I got grandsons. But if women can understand and get into lifting weights and change from the inside out, yeah, we already powerful, but we need to be powerful from the inside out. We can't just be powerful in the information that we know and, oh, we can do this because we wear 1,000 hats. We got to be powerful from the inside out. And at the time, I never heard of endorphins and I never heard of serotonin. So I didn't know what was happening to me. All I know was I was on a natural high and you better not mess with me. Period.
Woo, you got me. I'm ready to go work out right now. I know exactly that feeling. I know that feeling. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, everybody. Okay. That was good. Y'all know that was good. But this is my thing. I know that was just one part of life that was a mess, right? You have a couple of other situations that was kind of messy, right? Because you were talking about work just now and you were saying how you did one thing and now you're doing something way completely different, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
But what we gonna do, everybody? This was episode 1. Felishia Brown and M.E.S.S. Motions. And if it didn't help y'all, I know it most definitely helped me with a lot of things that she was saying. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap up this episode 1 and leave you with this, my quote that I say all the time. Okay. Remember, if you want to stay sad, keep thinking about the past. If you want to stay anxious and worried, keep thinking about the future.
That's it.
But if you want to live peace, live in the present state of happiness. All right. This is Tracy D. Armstrong, your Motivational Moments mentor for today. See you on the next episode. Have a good one, y'all.